There we go. So we've heard from Tord now, and believe it or not, all the players are about to go into a lunch break now, but we held a game back for you guys.
Yeah, we didn't want to have any dead action here on the stream, so we actually have another game, another round to sort of get at you here, and we got some big names as well.
We do have some big names, or at least one big name at least. And
one big name at least.
Yeah, and one that's perhaps some of you have seen before.
Yeah,
maybe?
I believe so.
Yeah. So we will be having Rahul ready against Dario.
Yeah, and it's a really interesting matchup because we actually spoke about this. A deck that tends to get played a little bit more in North America, had very good results over there though. Hasn't really translated well over here in EU, but Rahul is playing the Reggie deck, baby. Getting the Reggies out.
And Dario is actually playing a deck which I think will make for a quite interesting matchup, and that is the Articuno Palkia deck.
Yeah, so Palkia getting on stream a minimum of 2 times today. Really interesting. You know, the Articuno we saw get adapted into the Palkia deck to try and have a better Lugia matchup. Now having to play against a deck which I think could be a real interesting chess match on paper in Reggies, because Reggies not something Articuno is well equipped to deal with, to be fair. And just a little bit more information. This we paused this one to get it on for you, but game 1 was already played, so Rahul is currently 1 game up against Dario.
Yeah, they got a little bit ahead of us, it seems like, but yeah, Rahul is currently 1-0 up, and so I imagine Dario will be going first in this game 2, and yeah, it's very interesting looking at the list because Dario does in fact play that Ice Cube with the block face attack, which does block, of course, the attacks from basics. It seems like a very good tech against Reggies, but of course it isn't infallible. There are some ways to play around it, so I'm sure that Dario want to try and make use of it in a way as such that that Rahul can't play around it, but Rahul was able to get around it in game 1 at least.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be Dario's main win con there, is trying to get the combination of Iskew plus Wash Energy, just so we can't get any shenanigans there, so there won't be any, shenanigans there. That block face making you immune to damage from basic Pokemon, really good against Reggies, because they're all basics, right? And I guess for Rahul, just take prizes in the fastest way as possible, which is a very easy thing to do for Reggies. It's got Regieleki hits Palkia for weakness.
Yes.
Good attacker. You got all sorts going on. Regieleki also spreading damage as well, never a bad thing. So yeah, we're just trying to get lists up here for you so we can delve into the list here a little bit.
Yes.
But for now, we're just going to watch them shuffle up. And who do you think is favoured in this scenario?
So, obviously, one of the reasons why the Reggie deck was built the way it was originally was kind of to beat Palkia, right? You used Regieleki as the main attacker, and of course that would hit Palkia for weakness, and so you'd be in very good stead from then on. But the Palkia decks can adapt somewhat with techs like Ice Cube to sort of throw things back in their favour. So I think it can be quite a back and forth matchup. Yeah,
I think it's not going to be one where someone runs away with it. I believe it's definitely going to go down to the wire and see, which one's more consistent, which guy can get attacking faster, and it's going to be a very interesting one. As soon as we saw the matchup, we were definitely a bit confused as to this is a matchup I've never considered. I wonder how this goes, and I guess Rahul's already 1 game up, so you could argue that Reggie's his favourite, but then these are 2 sort of rogue-ish kind of decks. Anything can happen, as it were, so let's see what happens. Where prizes are going to get laid out now. I imagine Dario is probably going first. And yeah, it's really interesting to see it. I like to see that Palkia is coming back in there as well. Such a good card back in the day in the format. Still knocking around. Still a very strong Pokemon. And here we go. Looks like, is Dario going first? Opens up the Palkia. Probably not the thing you want to lead. Oh, no, wait. It's Rahul going first, actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So maybe Dario thinking I would rather be able to attack to try and rule the region turn 1, I guess, or they attack something else turn 1. Maybe no. If you go second, you get to play Irida.
Yeah, that has to be what it is, right? Yeah, has to be. And I guess for the most part, they try to leave 1 prizes in the active, so I guess that must be the line there. Rahul sticking that path to the peak early, something that these Reggie decks have opted to include. We have seen, what's the word? Pokestop builds before to try and be more consistent in discarding, energies and getting items in the hand. But now Reggie's kind of have to be the path to the peak to try and slow down Lugia. Can stop Star Portal as well. Luminion, Crobat, any of those. Really good stadium card. And Mew as well, obviously. Forgot about that. And here we see the Dragon Horde, the only sort of inbuilt engine that Reggie's had. Not the greatest, but it can get the job done. When that Regidrago is in the active, you can draw up to 4 cards in your hand. A bit like Cricketoon V for anyone that's anyone that played that card.
Oh my god, yeah, that's it's funny. Cricketoon V is one of those cards that I'm surprised doesn't see more play, considering it is like a really nice consistency card. Reminds me of like the old Oranguru, right?
Yeah, the Instructor Oranguru, yeah.
But I guess it's because it's on a 2 prize instead of a 3 prizer. It kind of doesn't really.
Yeah.
It makes so the risk is like a little bit too much more.
Yeah, for sure. And we see how crazy it is. These decks are hunting those 2 prize Pokemon if they're in play, and maybe trying to keep one of those in play might not be the greatest. And I guess now, if you want to use that kind of effect, you can just use this Regidrago. So get over to Darriday. Does open up the turn with Irida. Things you love to see. It's like he's picked the Greninja and probably going to pick his VIP Battle Pass. And get off to the races. Let's look at the prize cards now. So for Rahul's side, there's a Path to the Peak, a Research 2-choice belt, a Registeel, and a Speed Lightning. Not the worst prizes. Speed Lightning could be kind of annoying because probably wants them in play in this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then for Dario, we have the Heavy Ball, the Quick Shooting pre-release promo, Stubble, Thornton, VIP Battle Pass, and a Quick Ball. So yeah, not the worst prizes both sides. Could be better, could be worse.
Yeah, it could.
And there we go. We finally got the list sorted. Well done. Well done to Fred. I was just going to keep talking as long as possible so we can get the list sorted. And we have them there as well. So let's look at Rahul's list then. Is there anything crazy? So we do see the 1 copy of the Electromagnetic Radar Regieleki, which lets you get back 2 trainers, or there's an 120 snipe. Very strong card. 3 copies of the Regigigas. Love to see that. I think apart from that, that's kind of like a straightforward list. 1 copy of Cape of Toughness, actually. Can be really good at help dealing with stuff like Lost Box, just giving those Regis beefy HP for 1 prize, upwards of like 106, 170.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Cape of Toughness is an interesting one because I don't think it's one that we've seen a lot in the Regi deck. So, but maybe buffing from like the 130 to the 180, maybe worth it in a few instances. Yeah,
it just means you can really put the pressure on against Lost Box, right? Like you give your Regieleki that much HP, they can't really deal with it very easily. And
no, they can't.
You can just start trying to do the 120 snipe. Or you can do the 120 active 40 in 2 places, do that twice, that KOs 2 comp phase, forces scoop up next where they don't want to be. It's a really interesting one for sure. Look at Dario's side though, his board has just exploded. All kinds of stuff going on here, things you love to see. And that's what these Power Kid decks are going to want to do, is just get loads of basics down so they can just do everything. There's the Manaphy as early as turn 1. All bench bots are currently being used right now though, so gotta keep that into account. We do see the Shuriken, no, it's called Concealed Cards, I should say. And I think we did see the Iskew get into the hand as early as turn 1.
Yeah, although the bench is a little bit full right now, so I can't exactly put the Iskew down straight away. But, obviously later on in the game when stuff gets knocked out, maybe you can put it down. And, I think you want to try and put it down at the most optimal point, like we were mentioning before, so that your opponent can't play around it. Because if your opponent just has, like, escape ropes or boss's orders and things like that, it's not too hard to just, get around the Iskew in that way.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of decks that try and deal with Lost Box with the block face plus wash combo, but it's at its most effective when it's your only Pokemon in play, so they can't escape rope boss or anything like this. And sometimes we have actually seen Regis play stuff like Team Yellhorn to try and disrupt that strategy against like Flying Pikachu as well as a good example. But Rahul doesn't play any of that. The only outs he does play is the escape rope. And no copies of boss actually, so there won't be any escape rope boss shenanigans coming.
But it could be Escape Rope Serena, maybe, on a V Pokemon.
But you couldn't boss back the Iskew is what I'm trying to say.
No.
To KO the
No, that's true. Okay, you'd have to like Serena first and hope when you escape rope they put the Iskew back.
Yeah,
obviously they're not going to do that.
Not going to do that. So Iskew could actually be a real win con with the wash. If it comes out, but it's going to be interesting. And Rahul's going to start turning the clamps though. Here he goes, turn 2. Already 4 Regis in play. You have to imagine he's going to try and go off to the races.
Okay. And so apparently, apparently Dario won game 1, not Rahul.
Oh, Dario won game 1.
Okay. So we've I guess it's been updated now. we were originally told that Rahul had won, but so I guess now it makes more sense as to why Rahul went first.
That actually, okay. That makes so much more sense. So I wonder, in that game 1 scenario, did the block phase come out? Because now we've seen that Rahul doesn't play a copy of Boss. You can't go escape rope Boss, meaning once that wash phase hits the active, there's nothing Rahul can do to really get around it. There is no yell horn. There isn't anything like this. So Dario just knows, get block phase online as soon as possible.
Yeah, and we do see now Rahul has the full Reggie gang is here.
Yeah.
We have the Drago, Lecky, Gigas, Rock, Steel, and Ice.
Yeah.
And
love to see it though. Love to see it. What a cool mechanic. Normally these one prize decks, they tend to have a sort of mini game that I don't like, in the sense that it's just fill your hand with resources and ditch them. Persephone, Rapid Strike Malamar. Reggie's is cool. I'm a fan.
Yeah, so of course, for those of you who might not be familiar with the Reggie deck, the idea being you get all 6 of the Reggie Pokemon out, and then that enables you to use the Reggie Gigas' Ancient Wisdom ability to attach 3 energies from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon.
Yes, and it doesn't say base against you. As you can see here, special energies can be used. One thing that put Reggie's sort of over the top into solid meta contention, in my opinion, was that gift energy that you just saw get attached there. Gift energy.
Yes.
When the Pokemon is attached or gets knocked out, you can draw up to you can draw to have 7 cards in your hand, and that's perfect with Ancient Wisdom because you can just keep reusing it every turn, filling your hand and going crazy.
Oh, although a little bit awkward there for Rahul, didn't have enough
have enough coloured energies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Only with the gift and the twin energy, not quite enough to power up the Reggie Drago. So actually just attaching the twin energy and then passing back to Dario.
And Dario could have a little bit of an open here, but one thing about Reggie's, which I think makes it so good, is that you can have a couple off turns with Reggie's because you're only giving up 1 prize. Like, like, what's the worst that can happen? I can draw up to 7, and you take 1 prize. Like, Rahul knows he has the opportunity to sort of, prize leap and take some big upswings at any point. So
yeah, we do see there is the shady dealings. Drizzard coming into play, so Dario will be able to search for any 1 trainer card from the deck, and going to want to sort of try to set up his board even more and more. Probably going to go for the Iridate, actually. Yeah, indeed, we see it sort of go down straight away. That way he'll be able to get out another water Pokemon and an item and just carry on that chain. It's the kind of what we talked about before, right? All the consistency anchors in this deck feed into each other.
Yes.
Because you have, the Drizzile can search for the Iridate can search for a water Pokemon and another item, which can grab you more Drizziles and Teleons, and it just kind of spirals out from there.
And then you have Scoop Up Net Greninjas to just draw some cards as well, like just so you have some raw draw as well. Like, it's going well for Dario here. The only problem is that if he chooses to attack with the Palkia, that is a 2 prize Pokemon. Rahul does play the Regieleki there, just needs a copy of the Choice Belt to actually get the Oko on a Palkia V-Star and then go and then even up the prizes. So
yes, so Capacious Bucket plus Drizzile being grabbed from the Irida, or no, maybe not the Drizzile actually, thinking about it again. Obviously, if you don't have the Origin Form Palkia V-Star in hand, you need to grab that. But it looks like Dario is going to grab the Drizzile and then going to whack down that Capacious Bucket as well and grab a couple of water energies from the deck. It looks like those are very nice, actually. Those are the Call Legends
Call
ones.
Legends. I was literally thinking this. This is a full revved out deck. When I say revved out, I mean that the energies are Call of Legends, which is a Heart Gold Soul Silver. I think not a subset, one of the last sets, I believe.
It was the reprint set for Heart Gold Soul Silver. Yeah, exactly.
It
was like the last set from that era, and those are. You don't see many of those very often.
No, very expensive. I'm not sure if they're the most expensive energy, but I think they might be up there. They're definitely up there.
Yeah, so there we go. Scoop Up Net to pick up the Drizzile, so going to be able to reuse that. It means there's going to be 2 more Shady Demons this turn, actually, because there was also the Drizzile that Dario got off of the Irida as well. And he has the Evolution Incense in hand, so he does have the attack guaranteed. He will be able to get out the Origin Form Palkia V-Star and start putting in some damage, start KOing Rahul's Reggies and try to disrupt him from being able to do any more Ancient Wisdoms. But it looks like this Drizzile grabs a Quick Ball.
Okay, maybe going to start trying to set up block face here then maybe. So you can Star Portal 2 to it, attach 1, or maybe 3 to it, attach from hand. Although block face was in hand, I believe, wasn't it? That's where you drew into it. So I wonder what this is going to take.
No, there it is.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. Yep.
Oh,
I must have been mistaken then when I drew into it.
No, there's not a Sobble in hand. I think that might have been what you saw.
Maybe. So I'm guessing maybe we might try and see the Star Portal then. Maybe get 3 to block face, attack with the Palkia V-Star, attach from hand. And that block face is an issue for Rahul, to put it lightly, right?
Yeah, there's no real good way for Rahul to play around it. Like, because there's no boss, like you mentioned, all you can do is escape rope, and then But then, how do you KO the Ice Cube, right?
Yeah, then the SQ would just come back. See, normally escape rope would be needed in combination with a way to get it back into the active, right? Boss's orders, double cross switch if you're a mad geezer, but Rahul doesn't play them.
No, and I was going to say maybe one way you could play around it would be to attack with Regieleki. Somehow with the Serenas and escape ropes, force the Ice Cube onto the bench, and then just snipe with the Regieleki. But that's also not an option because Dario has the mana feed down.
Yeah, exactly. And then he has another out to that as well, though. Could use the emergency jelly.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Wash energy to emergency jelly SQ. That thing's going nowhere.
Gosh, so yeah, this could really be a problem for Rahul. And I mean, if this is how game 1 went, and I'm not surprised that it went in Dario's favor, because yeah, there's not many good ways for Rahul to play around this Ice Cube. There it is, Orange Form Palkia V-Star, evolving the active, attaching to the active as well, probably just to be able to retreat. And then probably going to put down the Ice Cube, retreat, and then Star Portal block face?
I think, yeah. I think you could go for it. You could even just attack with the Palkia as well. If you know that Rahul doesn't play a boss, you could try and force him to, commit resources to try and KO the Palk. But you could also just attack with the block face here as well. There's no real reason not to. It's pretty much a win con, right? Wait, was there only 2 targets off the Star Portal there? Yeah, just the 2.
Okay, so Dario decided to attack with the Palkia first. Yeah, not too worried about this Ice Cube getting KO'd anytime soon. Probably recognizes or knows that Rahul doesn't play any boss's orders.
Wait a minute. How much HP does... There is a win con... Well, let's say a win con. There's a way for to get rid of this Iskew by using the 120 snipe Regieleki. That would involve a scoop up net, though, since there is one Regieleki already in play. So there is a way for Rahul to quickly dispatch this issue before it becomes a threat, but
it would also involve getting rid of the Manaphy first. That's the thing, because the Manaphy is currently protecting.
Of course. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, no, okay, I did forget about it. I apologize, people at home. I'm sure you were furiously typing into it. So don't worry, I got Freya there to back me up. It's okay.
And again, the unfortunate thing for Rahul is because he doesn't play boss's orders, there's no way to get that Manaphy KO'd, so that's pretty much staying there, and that kind of negates any possibility of snipe shenanigans with the other Regieleki, which he does play one copy of. Yeah, so you're 100% correct. The Manaphy there proving its worth, and there we just see the, was it Terror Spark, I think that attack's called? Yep. 120 plus 30 is a KO, normally letting you snipe 2 bench Pokemon for 40 damage, but that cannot happen while Manaphy is there. So we just need 1 copy of Water Energy, and that could lock this game up, but I do not see it, actually. Oh, is it not there? Oh, no, there's Training Court in play, though. Yes, okay. All good, all good. So, yeah, going to make use of that Training Court, get back the Water Energy, attach the active, and just block face for days. Yeah. And I honestly think if Dario can just use enough scoop-up nets and just bring up other, sort of take other things out of play, that could be easy prizes for Rahul. I don't see a way for Rahul to win here, honestly. No, I think the thing is, Regis can tech for this, right? They can play Team Yellhorn, they can play that sort of stuff, but Rahul opted not to. Those slots maybe going stuff like the Cape of Toughness, maybe going to the extra copy of Trekking Shoes, maybe. So you have to sort of pick your poison when you can only tech for some parts of the meta, and maybe Rahul was just hoping I don't win to Flying Pikachu or Block Face, and kind of paying the price here. Yeah, and Dario can speed up his win condition as well by just grabbing a quick shooting Intellion from this Evolution Incense. There is one still in the deck, the other one is prize, but just with the quick shooting pings, just accelerating those KOs even more. Could even do the clever thing where you put the damage on in a way where you KO in your turn, so that you force then Rahul to bring something else active and attack into that. Things are looking really, really great for Dario right now. And that would also play around Gift Energy if that was in play as exactly, well, right? Yes. So, and that's one thing that this Articuno deck was sort of built to do, was really manipulate when prizes get taken, so you can always keep up normally the paralysis loop, or in this case you can keep up the block face loop, as it were. Yeah, block face does 70 damage, as I recall. So it'll be 1 quick shooting, and then going for the, or maybe just going for the block face. Is that 90 or 70? It's kind of hard to say. What, on the Regieleki? Yeah, I wasn't sure if Dario did quick shooting or not, but okay, here it is. Rahul's 1 escape rope. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, no, I can't. I still don't know what this can really accomplish on its own as an escape rope, because the exact problem is, sure, you KO something else now, but you have no other way to force a Ice Cube out the active as long as Dario doesn't bench a V Pokemon, which he's not going to do. And it isn't even like Rahul can just try and take 6 prizes going around it, because he doesn't play boss. You can't force any person into active now. Serena can't hit non-V Pokemon, or non-Woolbox Pokemon, I should say. So. Yeah. No, it is right. Serena
is
specifically
this
Vs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's specifically Vs it targets. But yeah, there's basically no way here for Rahul to, like you said, force knockouts on anything else.
Yeah. The mana fee coming down, and I thought it could be potentially coming down a bit too early, to be honest. There's no need to do that now, but it's coming in perfectly fine. And yeah, block face. Real interesting card. I remember a fun story about this. I remember I packed a block face, and I gave it to my girlfriend because I thought, hey, it's funny, it's got block face in the name, this won't be ever good. And I realized how good it was, and I'd say, can I have that back now? I need that one back. It was a reverse one too.
Did you get it back?
No, I haven't had a need to play it yet,
Oh,
so
okay.
if I need it though, I'll be like, can I have that? Can I just have that one back, please?
Yes.
I need to win against Reggie's.
Very, very understandable. So Dario doesn't need to do much here, right? You just kind of announce block face over and over until the cows come home.
Yeah, block face, quick shoot, block face, quick shoot. That's all we're gonna. Yeah. All we really need, and having the quick shoot in there, it's a card that's actually again. It's sort of been the theme of the stream so far, is that cards that are falling out of favour. Quick shooting was really played a lot. When it sort of fell off, people realised it doesn't really synergise well with scoop up net or anything like this. And
no, exactly.
But when you need extra damage to beef up these little attacks via Articuno and block face, it does that job perfectly. It
really does. Quick ball there, discarding another Origin Form Palkia V-Star. Definitely don't want to be putting one of those down. You want to keep yourself to single prizes.
Yeah, definitely. And just keep that away. Maybe trying to fill the bench in case Rahul plays Echoing Horn, maybe?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, because that is something Regis can play.
It is. We can see that he doesn't, but yeah, that's actually very smart in a way that, because I was talking earlier about how, maybe you want to scoop up everything, but if you know that your opponent doesn't play anything to bring up single prize Pokemon, then you want to do the opposite, right? You want to fill up your bench to stop any Echoing Horn or anything like that.
Yeah. So, and here we just see a quick shoot into a block face, I imagine. Regis still not something you see get used all the time. Heavy slam, I think there's terminology here. 220 minus 50 for each a treat cost on your opponent's active, I believe. And yeah, it starts off high, but then heavy slam 220. Yeah, so yeah, not something you see every day.
No.
And let's see, what is Iskew actually weak to? Is he weak to metal? Yeah, so so that would be swinging for a good amount of damage if it wasn't for block face. So Iskew staring down the face of Reggie still here. Love to see it. I love the artwork on that Iskew as well. It's quite fun.
It is very fun. But again, Rahul's just kind of left stuck now. I mean, what do you do here? You can search through the deck, you can try and get more things. You can see he actually does bring out the Regieleki, the other one, the one that you normally use, the one with that bench light for 120 attack. But with Manaphy out, there's no way of actually making use of that effectively.
Yeah, no cancelling Cologne, try and get the Manaphy in the active, and then sniper around. None of that. And yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, the Regieleki does come down though, so now that is potentially an option. If we're going to use the electromagnetic radar to get back 2 trainers, I believe, or one trainer. So is he going to get back an escape rope?
Oh, he has to, right?
Yeah, it has to, surely.
I think this is actually it. I think this is pretty much his only out. I think he needs to get escape rope back and try to, make you and try to, take your knockouts this way. Although as soon as Dario is able to KO this Regieleki, then Rahul needs to get it back.
Right, okay, so now Rahul's minigame now is to try and preserve this Regieleki for as long as possible. I guess he plays 3 copies of Escape, Ordinary Rod as well, actually, I should say. So.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Maybe getting it back is... But that's I don't want to say it's a sad win con, it's a long win con is probably the correct word.
I think a long shot is definitely the way to describe it.
I guess it does put the escape rope to hand, though, so you can immediately use it, and it's not having to go and find it again.
No.
And I guess what was already 3 prize cards up, so only take 3 knockouts. So can you use that electromagnetic radar 3 times before Dario? And you know what? Now more I'm thinking about it, this could be possible.
Yeah, it's not the question, right? This is the one win condition he has, right? This is what he needed to do in order to try and have a chance. So we're just going to have to see now whether it actually ends up coming to fruition, as we see Dario going for the Irida.
I wonder what this takes, because that is the one problem with block face. We mentioned that Regis have so much HP is that this could take a while for Dario to actually close this game out, which gives Rahul enough time to try and use that escape rope. That one escape rope, use it a lot. It's going to be the most used escape rope. And can he do it 3 more times? Because he is taking 1-shots on whatever Dario promotes here. So
he is, but it's also the thing of you kind of have to take 1 turn to do the attack to get it back, and then do the damage, get it back, do the damage. It's actually like a 6-turn plan.
Yeah,
really,
it is.
Think about it, yeah.
And that relies on Dario not being able to disrupt it at any point. Oh, the emergency jelly!
Oh!
Wow, so the emergency jelly coming up. I mentioned it at the start. I was only messing about, but it might actually be coming up. Emergency jelly, in case you don't know. I don't blame you. We all thought it was going to be bulk. If you say otherwise, I know you're lying.
I definitely thought it was going to be bulk.
Yeah, I thought it was bulk as well. But what are they? Emergency jelly, they're just taking a mickey. But emergency jelly is a tool card. At the end of the turn, if this Pokemon is attached to has 30 HP or less remaining, you can heal 120 damage on it, and then you discard the tool. It's like a little last chance revival, as it were.
Yeah, it doesn't stop you from being knocked out. If you get knocked out, then it won't help you. But if you, the whole reason why you normally use it, of course, is because the Articuno damages itself, and if it damages itself enough times, the emergency jelly triggers, and you get back to full health.
Exactly that. Interesting card. It could be good and could be useful for Rahul to have in this scenario, actually. Yeah. But Rahul has not. Here we see a Dragon's Horde, and this plan really does hinge on Rahul being able to find those rods as well and scoop up nets to potentially remove damage as well. I think he actually did have a scoop up net in hand, and we're going to see the attack with that Gigaton Break.
Ooh, yeah, it does do 150 damage, which is definitely enough to knock out the Sobble. Would do even more if it was a VMAX, but I don't think that's almost a VMAX somehow.
Sobble VMAX.
Can you imagine?
Here we see a boss.
Oh, okay, that's big. So that means that Rahul now does have to find the ordinary rod in order to sort of carry on this chain, and that could go. It means that Rahul's having to dig more into the deck, sort of spend more time, which spend more resources. So I think that's a very heads-up boss's orders there from Dario.
Yeah, but it's not even just find the rod. You have to actually then. Oh, I love that play on the Manaphy.
Oh,
love that. It's not even just find the ordinary rod, right? But you have to actually then get the Regieleki back out.
Yes.
The 2 pieces of the puzzle, as it were. But this is still pretty close. Rahul has identified the win con, and I think it is a win con that can happen.
Okay, so Rahul did win game 1. It's changed back now.
Wait, so hold on.
We're not seeing things consistently here, I think.
What's going on? We'll try and get some confirmation of this. Just bear with us. But as it stands now, though, Rahul has got a win con. And he's going to try and play towards it.
Yes.
So he's going to try and get some confirmation for you here, because we are in the dark just as much as you. There we go.
Yes.
Okay. So in the meantime, let's have a look. What is Rahul doing then? So he's got the Regieleki has gone down. Regigigas and whoa, is that a research? It is.
Yeah, it is.
Two of the I say bad Regieleki. 2 of the Regieleki he doesn't want in this scenario. Does find the rod though. Does find the rod. One part of the puzzle. Does he have a way to get it back though?
Well, I mean, a Capture Energy would do it. A Quick Ball would do it. There's multiple different ways of going about it. In any case, there's 4 Quick Balls and 2 Ultra Balls and a Hisuian Heavy Ball in the deck. Obviously, the Hisuian Heavy Ball is not going to get it because it's not in the prizes. But it's going to be a matter of whether we found it from this research. So, Ordinary Rod played. I see the Quick Ball.
Wow, okay. And I think we have had a soft confirmation. We do think Rahul was the one that won game 1. So, it should be accurate what we're looking at now.
So, that means that Dario did choose to go second then.
Yeah, Dario did choose to go second, probably just to play Irido. It has to be, right?
Yeah. So there's Quick Ball discarding Speed Lightning, does grab that Regieleki back, able to pull off the 2-piece combo, and of course we'll be able to attack with it this turn as well because there's definitely enough energy on that Regigigas for it to retreat. And going to get back that Escape Rope.
Yeah, and that is Rahul's win con, just Escape Rope. And I guess now if Rahul did win, I'm not sure if that timer at the bottom, I think it's probably correct actually. It's going to be hard for Dario now. I guess Dario can just tie at this point if he didn't win game 1.
Yeah, so what's Rahul going to be doing here? Like, a lot of energies in hand actually. Oh no, that's discard.
Yeah,
okay.
it's discard, yeah.
I was going to say, hold on, that hand was a little bit big. But does go for the Ancient Wisdom onto that Regieleki, discarding the 2 twin energies to retreat, bring out that Regieleki, and going to be getting back that Escape Rope one more time. Needs to do it 2 more times. There's 2 more times that Rahul needs to do this in order, well, as in use it and then get it back one more time and use it again in order to win.
Okay, yeah. So it's going to be it's a long combo, but it is the combo. As we flip it back over to Dario, I think we had confirmation again. We're not 100% sure who won game 1 at home. So
we're getting very mixed signals here. I think it's safe to say.
So, we'll probably tell by reactions of who wins this game.
Yes.
That might tell us.
That'll be as good an indicator as any.
Yeah.
So Dario going for the scoop up net. I think recognizing that now that Rahul only has 2 prizes left, maybe he does need to pick up some things to make this plan work. We wanted to keep the quick shooting and telly on the field. So, I mean, what you could do is use quick shooting, scoop up net it, then evolve again, then quick shooting again, so you get like extra value out to scoop up net that way. So I think that's exactly what he's going to do. So, and no, it just go for the block face. Okay.
Just goes for block face. Probably. Ooh, now what do you promote? Well, it can't be Manaphy, right?
No, it can't be. I think it has to be the Drizzile.
I think it's got to be Drizzile.
Yeah.
And maybe this could be the turn and we try and go double net. I think that could be Dario's only option here. Double net next turn has to be.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then checking the disc. Yeah, so we know 1 net's in hand. We won't have any way to shady dealings into the next scoop up net though. So
it does have to be next turn because Rahul does have to spend 1 more turn getting back the escape rope.
You are correct.
So Dario will have 2 turns to do it. But it does need to be done, yeah. And actually, Rahul going for the attack with the Registeel here. So give me that heavy slam for the knockout.
I wonder if there's a reason to use. Is there a specific reason to use heavy slam now? Yeah, there probably is. Beyond me, so we do see 1 net anyway. We know that.
I think you'd rather not the Regigigas get KO'd. I think replacing the Registeel is maybe like a little bit easier, I guess. So you don't want to have your Ancient Wisdom provider gone.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I guess the same thing with the Dragon Horde one as well, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see what Dario can manufacture up here then.
So, yeah, there needs to be a couple of scoop nets here. Oh, there's the Irida.
Is there another scoop?
There is. So I think it has to be done this way, right? This is the only way you can really protect yourself.
I guess you can just take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. But doesn't really matter what you take here because, I mean, you're not going to. The whole point is you're not putting down anything else. So just go scoop up net, and then block face until the end of the time.
Block face, block face, block face. And I guess if that is Rahul's sort of only way around block face, if Dario did win, you can see how now.
Yeah,
because it's just like you said, it's an out, but it's a very long-winded way out.
Yeah, so there is.
And there it is. There's the concession from Rahul.
Yeah, Rahul. Okay. So with that, now I've had like proper confirmation. It wasn't indeed Dario that won that game, and so having now won game 2, Dario takes the match 2-0.
Wow, fair play. The block face coming in super clutch there, and it's interesting because, like we said, Reggie's can play Tex. It has played Tex before for this Team Yell Horn, anything like this. Or even Bosch has always would have worked in this scenario, but Rahul running the gambit, as it were, teching his stuff for other matchups, hoping he wouldn't run into block face or flying Pikachu. And unfortunately for him, that's what he ran into here, round 2 on stream. Yeah, and like we were saying before, like block face is one of the things that the Regi deck can play around, but you need to have the stuff in your deck to do it. And with Rahul building his list the way he did, he just didn't have enough, right? He had to have conduct this very long-winded game plan where you have to get back the escape rope, use it again, get it back, use it again, and that just gives the person playing the ICU too many turns to just block face until you can find everything, the resources to scoop up the rest of your stuff and just leave the lone ICU there. Yeah, and it's like Dario took a long time to get to that point as well, that sort of one lone block face. But it just goes to show you when Rahul's only win con was doing that sort of 2-turn combo, like you said, gives you time. Yes. And it wasn't until the very last turn, realistically, when he had to do it, pulled it off and got the W. What a win. Yes, and that is the power of IceQ in dealing with decks like Reggie, just especially when the Reg deck is not prepared for it. It was like you have like a 1-card win condition, right? Yeah. It's worth the space. Yeah, and against Lost Box, you put the Wash energy on there. It does the exact same thing to Lost Box. You can't Sableye to it, you can't Amazing Rayquaza it, you can't Raikou it. It just sort of 1v1 Pokemon against the whole of Lost Box and Reggie's at the same time. And interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. So again, you can say like the slight underdog in terms of like how well known they are winning here. Huge congratulations to Dario. Did very well to beat Rahul here on the feature match stage. Even if we only got to see one of the games, I'm sure game 1 was great as well. But yeah. I'd be intrigued to see it. Maybe it's something we could hear from in the winners' interview. Did Game 1 go down a similar block phase strategy? Was that the win con? I imagine it probably was, but if it wasn't, I'd love to hear how that game went.
yeah, it'd be good to sort of hear it from them. I'm sure well, hopefully we'll find out about that as when we do kick over to the interview. So that's 2 Palkia decks that we've had on stream now.
Yeah, Palkia on 50% of the stream so far, and if you told me that yesterday, that Palkia would not only be on stream, but also winning on stream, I'd be like,
twice.
Okay, twice, exactly, twice. I'd be like, I don't believe you. But here it is.
Yes, exactly.
And then again, that just goes to show you the strength of not only Palkia itself, its star power ability, you get 3 energy into play, letting you use its auxiliary attackers, Articuno, Blockface, Cure and VMAX we've seen. But just, I think the inherent strength of that Shady Dealings and just making sure you can pull off whatever combo you want, consistently and keep you ticking over.
Yeah, and we saw that come into effect with the Iridas and the Shady Dealings finding all those setup resources for Dario, right? We saw you're finding the scoop up nets, finding the capacious buckets for the energies, finding the ice cubes themselves, the ice cube itself, just finding everything he needs to piece together this win card in one card, this win condition in one card.
Yeah, and that's the thing. As soon as that block phase came out, the game just changed, right? We'll have to start, getting back escape rope and playing escape rope and attacking with Registeel. Definitely not the scenario you want to do. And against other stuff, against Lost Box, you put the wash energy on there. That's even easier. You can just, hold it down there, and Lost Box can't do a great deal. So, block phase. Could block phase be the spice for Liverpool?
Maybe it could. Who knows?
Maybe it could.
It seems like what we've seen do well so far is Palkia variants and then Tord playing Lugia.
Yeah,
so, that's kind of wild how that ends up working out.
Yeah, who would have thought? So Palkia and Tord, they're the successful ones here at Liverpool, at least so far.
Yes. So we are now ready with the interview back in the interview room. So we're going to throw it over to hear from our winner.
Hello everyone, welcome back. We're in the interview area again, and I got Dario, who's just won the match we saw on stream. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good because I'm happy to have won the match, and it was not a close match. It's a good matchup for me, but my opponents play really well. All the stuff, because I play Palkia Articuno, everybody see it, and if you play Reggie, you have to play well with your Sonar Eleki and recover your stuff for deal with my SQ. Because with SQ the matchup is very annoying for my opponent. So basically Raul tried to do multiple time ropes. During the first game they didn't watch the stream because for game 1 they use a lot the recover of Cape of Tagnus. And it's a very annoying card because I can knock out him, and he recovered the cape, he recovered the scoop up net, but I was able to win the game, setting up 2 quick shooting Inteleon and spread some damage, and I take the win. Unfortunately, during game 2, and I have 1 quick shooting Inteleon prized, so the math changed, and in this game he went for the escape prop loop for take prize because I opened Palkia, so I give 2 prizes. And then, but I do some counts for remain with just SQ in late game when he has 1 prize, and I choose connect my last 2 Pokemon and stay with SQ. And shake the hand.
Amazing! So you got that checkmate with the ISQ in that game as well. So this deck, you've got some really creative ways to win games. You've got the Articuno with the emergency jelly, and you've got the Ice Cube.
Yes.
What's the hardest matchup for you with this deck, do you think?
Arceus decks are the worst for me. Honestly, this is a very good, nice meta game because we have a lot of decks, or maybe more than 10 decks. So when you come to a huge tournament like this, you cannot pick a deck that is a good matchup with all these things. I prefer to have a good matchup with Reggie, Lugia. Play the game against Mew because Mew is rough. I have the Drapion, but the matchup is very hard anyway. But we can do it. I beat a Mew round 2. Lost Box is very hard, but I can do some stuff. It depends on how many bosses they play. It depends if they play Temple of Sin for about my wash energy in the SQ. The other hard matchup are Arceus Duraludon, Arceus Pikachu. I can deal something with Blissey, other stuff. So. It depends on I have to be a little bit lucky, honestly.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to talk to you about, so this is one of your first times to come do interviews. Is that your first time on the feature table?
I am. It's the 3rd time, but the other one was at the special event in Bilbao.
Hold the mic up a little bit so everyone can hear you.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Was the special event in Bilbao, so we don't have the future interview after the stream. But yes, in fact, I was really stressed when I have to go, because also they block my game. After game 1, I have to wait like 20 minutes and then come to stream. But I was lucky and I win the game.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of you because your deck is very creative. It's good against a lot of the meta right now.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to play.
It's hard to play, and that's one thing I want to ask you because I like playing Palkia too. But whenever I play it for a long period of time, my brain is fried. You know, I can't think of what I need to do, and there's a lot of things you have to think about.
Yeah.
Is that something you've thought about with the full day of Swiss? With 9 games.
Yes. Honestly, other tournaments I was using to play control decks like Pidgeotto or Uparstal. So maybe I'm not a super good player like my friend Alessandro Cremascoli or Sander, but I already played deck like this, and I hope to do my best for going on in the tournament.
Yeah, you mentioned Alessandro there. You're part of the Italian community.
Yes, he's my dear friend. And also I want to say congratulations, Alessandro, for Federico. He becomes dad today. He's not here because his son was born today.
Oh, congratulations. And I think everyone in chat, make sure you congratulate Alessandro for
I hope he's watching me.
I hope you're watching. He'll be cheering you on from home, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I guess going forward, you're 3-0 right now.
Yeah.
How many times you made day 2 before?
Around 6-7. I did this season. I did day 2 in Brazil, and also Bilbao, top 16. Top 16 also in Lille, in regional, and around between 7 and 10 times.
I mean, it sounds like you're ready for that top 8 now, so hopefully this event's that one.
I have only one top 8 in my career. Unfortunately, at a special event, I really like to be in top 8 of a regional championship. Also a big regional like this.
I mean, this is the biggest region we've ever had in Europe.
Yeah.
It'll be an amazing achievement if you can make it there, and so much credit to you if you do so.
Hope to face some Lugias.
I mean, you're gonna have to work your way through lots of Lugias. All those.
Even if they have the bear keeper, I can do some stuff with them for them.
Yeah, you can get them locked a few times, right?
Yeah.
It's not just the once and done. If they get the bird keeper.
Yeah, boss another one. Even if they play the basic Lugia without evolving, I can double shot the Archeops with quick shooting and recover the boss, and you can do some nice tricks.
You've clearly thought through so many different avenues to victory here, and that's one of the things that I think is very impressive with players playing decks like yours, is you have to know so many different ways to play it and so many different routes. Especially as you might have something prized, you might have to check prize, work around a lot of things, especially as there's so many one-ofs in Inteleon builds.
Yeah.
What's been your toughest experience with that kind of thing, with prizing at an event? 'Cause I'm sure loads of people at home, they've all got that story of when they're like, oh, I had this prize, had that prize. What about for yourself?
With this deck?
With any deck?
Yeah, one time I was against Miss, a famous player from Netherlands, and I was playing Pidgeotto Control in 2020, Bochum Regional, and I priced like 3 Pidgeotto in this game, and there is no way to switch and I was able to win. I don't know why, because I was very lucky with Bellelba and Brisman. Discard, and take some turns with Oranguro recover. I set up only 1 Pidgeotto, and it works.
Yeah, so for anyone at home who's thinking, oh, I got really unlucky that one time, it happens to everyone. So just to close up the interview here, is there anyone you want to shout out? You've already mentioned Alessandro, but people who've helped get you here and
of course, Alessandro, all the people who is cheering for me from Italy, and also I want to thank my friend and my coach Ian Robb, who always helped me to set up decks for event, and that's it.
Well, it's been an honor to speak to you and have a good chat, and I look forward to seeing you in future rounds.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
We'll be back in just a moment. I think we've got some interesting content coming up for you, so you do not want to miss that.